bad on the uploads, but a lot of them are out of date now, and some of them had like keyboards dying halfway through them. Let's try not to repeat that. So we'll see how this one goes. Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another episode of Probing the Many. This one is going to be all about Philadelphia Fusion, as you see below, versus London Spitfire. And this was a series that, going into this one, I was like so hyped, because Spitfire are an interesting team. They're like one of the best in the league in my mind, there's zero doubt about that, but they have a habit of like, games they should win, they don't quite win. Sometimes they just seem to fall apart or just do badly, and so you're always a bit nervous. Like it's it's just the traditional British English thing. Thank you, Math Kettle DK, the beautifully timed interrupt. Thank you, woman who does the voices. Right, and so it was like Philly are the current darlings of the league, right? Philly in stage 2 are impressing the hell out of everyone. They went, you could see like from the scoreline so far, like these teams are in theory evenly matched, but Philly like did a really good job of just impressing the shit out of everyone. Their game against Houston was phenomenal. The comeback against Houston was superb, and you're just looking at this team going, man, Philly, they can do it, they can take it. Hey, Arsenal
lost again. No.
I know nothing about football. Nothing about football. So yeah, it's like, thank you for the 12 months, by the way. That is very appreciated. Just to not undersell that. But man, yeah, like Philly are, oh my god, Philly are so exciting to watch. Super hyped for them. I love watching Philly play as well. I think they're one of the most exciting teams in the league. So I was super happy to see them doing well. And then it's just like, how do they do against this? And then it turns into something of a complete stomp. Like, we don't see stomps of this magnitude too often, right? We don't see this happening super often. So like, this could go either way, right? As we load into this. So what I wanted to do was go back over it, because I haven't had a huge amount of time to sit down and just watch a lot of Overwatch. So we're going to be going through this with fresh eyes, looking at it fully, breaking it down, seeing what happened. Where did it go wrong for Philadelphia Fusion? What did Spitfire do that's gone so right for the team? Also take a look at some of the tactics these guys are using. We'll see how it goes. I've been watching like a huge amount of VODs for Overwatch League lately, so I haven't actually been able to sit down and listen to the desk. Has the desk addressed when the Sombra changes will be coming in? If the Sombra changes will be coming in to Stage 2? Let me know, chat. I'm sure the YouTube comments will also probably say, oh my god, you can't believe you didn't know that they're coming in week 5 or whatever. Yeah. Spitfire in New York reasserting the dominance of style. I did watch New York. New York were impressive. Oh my god. Again, this is the scary part with the league. Like the really scary part is if the Koreans like just go up to another level, and just 1, 2, 3 is just always going to be those 3 teams. We'll see. But let's take a look. I think they're keeping it on 1 patch per stage. I'm kind of scared about that. I'd be interested to see sort of how that works, because by the time that we hit stage 3, like the Sombra patch could be gone. Who knows? I imagine Bridget will be in. I expect Blizzard World will be on the map pool as well. That will be a fascinating thing to see. Like, I think the same as Mercy, maybe. It's an interesting thing. Like, I'd be curious to see how it goes. Not that we haven't seen Sombra in this stage. I've actually been happy to see that. Like, this is why I like these maps. Okay, so as we wait for it to begin, Prophet is in a very interesting starting position. Don't see him staying up there for too much longer. Okay. Whoop. I've managed to hide my chat because I've clicked off on the wrong thing. So the scouting hands out arrow, nothing too untoward there. We're just going to wait for people to change stuff up. Carpe picking up the Widowmaker, Shadowburn bringing out the Genji. Genji gives you vertical mobility where Tracer doesn't. It's always an interesting thing to me because like Tracer is so goddamn enshrined in high tier Overwatch, right? So normally, like when watching Outlaws versus Fusion, it was interesting to see like Shadowburn playing the Widow and Carpe staying on the Tracer. That makes a lot more sense on Route 66 because it's a much more horizontal map. Hanamura is a lot more vertical, so the Genji makes a lot of sense here to sort of bring out. The Ana is not unexpected on this map either. She's just sort of fairly safe. You can play sort of, you've seen teams do this all the time, playing to the back right of the map and then just sort of running around the corner for safeties. So we'll see how that one goes for these guys. Otherwise, Widow dive against soldier pokey dive, I guess, just playing that back right corner for the safety, for the extra healing, all that kind of stuff. So this is also a relatively normal approach to take this map. If the team does want to sort of play over there, you do see the team normally go this way, but Fraggy just instantly gets caught out. So it looks like this is something that Spitfire are very good at and sort of becoming a hallmark of Spitfire's play, which is just the ability to annihilate tanks. Like, that's Gesture, that is Prophet. I don't know, like, I can't see anyone else over there. Looks like there is 1 or 2 people. Prophet definitely getting involved there. Like, yeah, you can see Birdring's, like, all the way over here, for God's sake. So it's like, Fraggy's just been torn apart by just a couple of people. Come on, Twitch player. Yeah, I don't think Fury's even involved with that. It's just Gesture, Prophet, maybe Nuss as well, getting something done. Just tear apart a tank. Just destroy a tank straight away. This is, like, to me, that is Spitfire in a nutshell. If Spitfire think that one person is out of position, doesn't matter if they're a tank, DPS, whatever, they will just kill it. They will absolutely punish it. And Fraggy is known to be an aggressive son of a bitch. So that could be one of the issues that we can keep an eye on going forward, going through all this series. Maybe it could be just Fraggy getting out of position a little bit too much. But again, you can see, like Spitfire aren't playing this like you'd seen teams normally play Hanamura. They're playing a lot more aggressively. It could be the presence of the Widowmaker that's making them do this, but normally you see teams sort of holding over in this position here, right? And then as the dive goes in, they sort of fall back and go around this corner, and that's where they're safe, and they can use Soldier 76's healing field, stuff like that, and stay alive. Spitfire aren't letting them through the door. They're just engaging time and time again, just putting pressure on. The supports are out in the middle of nowhere. The tanks are just putting pressure on. And it's working. It's working beautifully, time and time again. Philadelphia Fusion don't quite know how to react. This is also giving the Widowmaker 0 space. So Carpe's kind of been very, very quiet, like, just to sort of contrast. Also, just to contrast how little Birdring's been involved in this. 36% ult charge. Pretty much nothing. So he's just been doing poke damage from the back. Prophet on a fat 90%. Gesture, we're getting heavily involved as well on that 74%. Nuss healing like a mother trucker, and apparently also DPS in a bit as well, because he has scooted up a couple of kills. But you notice that, like, Carpe Shadowburn still not on a huge amount of ult charge compared to Prophet. Like, these guys should be way, way higher, and instead, like, Fraggy's just been sent to spawn over and over again. Philadelphia Fusion aren't really hitting anything by the looks of things. Carpe does manage to get the better of Prophet in the end by, you know, his team just turning around and helping him. But, like, Spitfire know that everyone's low, so yeah, they just engage. They just go hard. Gesture has no fear. Gets himself a kill, and suddenly, you know, oh, well, that was, like, gonna be a 5 versus 6. Well, now it's not, because Gesture went, oh, well, I'm just gonna go kill someone over there. Carpe now swapping off the Widowmaker, realizing they don't have the space. Good. Like, that seems a sensible change, right? The Widowmaker's not doing anything here. Spitfire are playing way too aggressively. Bedosin's taken a huge chunk of damage, but again, no one's in position, no one's ready to take advantage of it, so Bedosin's just healed up. Spitfire have ults for days. Prophet just goes in for a cheeky bomb. I'm actually curious to see, like, the start of that play. Where did Prophet start it from? So it looks like he just jumps over this. Just to get the bomb going. Whoop. Yep, just blinks around the back. Bomb into the choke. Does get Diva-rat, but that's a cute trick. Like, I like that a lot. Okay, Fusion are ready to force it. Oh no. Oh, fuck me sideways. Simple communications, boys. Let's watch. Let's see how in sync these two are. Oh, there's one. Let's break it down. Woo! Boombox doesn't get hit by the sound barrier, and so has to ult. So that's why that happened. Boombox wasn't hit, and that could actually be Gesture doing that. That could actually have been Gesture. Do we actually get a look at that? Because Gesture goes in and puts down the barrier. Now, sound barrier doesn't go through barriers. So yeah, the sound barrier goes off here. Boombox is isolated over here, so Boombox doesn't get it. Carpe doesn't get it either. Spitfire just go, okay, well, we're just going to dive the shit out of Boombox. And then Boombox is forced to ult at the same time. Lack of synergy, lack of sync, which is surprising out of Fusion, because this is sort of what Fusion are known for, is playing these very crisp, clean dives. It's just been slowed down. Like, Gesture and Fury are just there to trip them up time and time and time again. Because that's a big deal, right? Because Spitfire only have the one solid support ultimate. They only have Transcendence to play off. They, you know, they have to use, was that a nanoed fucking Zenyatta that I just saw? No, that was a transcending Zenyatta. Woo! But they have to play off trance, right? So this gives Philadelphia Fusion a huge advantage in these ultimate fights, because they can just wait until they have 2 support ultimates, layer them properly, and Spitfire can't keep up with that. They cannot survive that long. So Fusion, in theory, should have a really easy time with this. Unfortunately, it didn't work that way. They just flubbed on their ultimates, flubbed on their positioning, flubbed on their engage, and Spitfire have taken advantage of it. It's a small mistake, like it's a really small window of opportunity. But Gesture's aggression, Fury's aggression, is just working so well. There is a Nano Zenyatta later. I look forward to it. Okay, they're on the point. 2/3 contested. Gesture is doing such a good job on this Winston. Holy shit, is he doing so well. The measure of a good tank, okay? The measure of a good Winston in particular is going to be how much space can you really create, how much damage can you stop doing, and can you survive? And like instantly he's just isolated 3 people. So now half the team is not involved. So now it's you know, Carpe's not involved, Boombox is not involved, and I think it's Neptuno who also got knocked away. Fraggy's now chasing after him as well, so he might not be involved in the fight in the point. Oh, well, Spitfire's going to have a fucking easy time here. This is 3 people trying to deal with 1 threat. Yeah, it's Neptuno, so both supports trying to fucking deal with Gesture. Everyone's trying to deal with Gesture. Meanwhile, points being contested, 2 people still fighting on it, Gesture's buying tons and tons of time, and now they're isolated out by Birdring. Hey! London buy themselves enough breathing room because Gesture's a goddamn machine. And this is why I wanted to strangle Reinforce, by the way, on the desk. Because Reinforce went, well, I think that Mooma's the best tank in the league at the moment. Really? Don't get me wrong, I think Mooma is playing a lot better in Stage 2. I think Mooma's looked crisp and clean. Gesture, however, is on another level. Gesture is playing phenomenally. And it's really cool to see. I've really been loving watching Gesture play, and like that was really nicely done. Just saw that, hey, yeah, there's a choke point. I got Winston ult. I'm just gonna bash people through it. Okay. So again, like the big issue at the moment as we get into this next fight, Fraggy's dead. Go figure. Ult's been used. Ana boost has been used on someone. Doesn't really matter. Boombox is there to catch it. It looks like it's on Winston. So he's just bouncing around. Converts it into a kill on Gesture. Okay, so Trance has got 1. They're going to need more than 1. Because Prophet's just going to instantly convert that into a kill. Gets a pulse bomb out as well. Gets it on Neptuno of all people. So Prophet just picking up the slack. And again, this is the danger of dive. Oh, Jesus, that was sexy. That was sexy. This is the danger of when you're playing dive, which is that when your opponents are better than you, you're going to lose. And I think that Prophet and Birdring are probably the scariest DPS duo in the league at the moment. And you're kind of seeing why. Fun tidbit, this like pretty much precise action happened in our little show match, but the funny part was the enemy was running a Widowmaker who was IPX, who just went up here, saw that the Salty was dead still, and then just like got splatted.
To Overwatch,
hey! Damascus, and thank you as well for the 50 bits. Invasici? I don't know how to say your name. That is one hell. It's got a double C. Look, this is my what I see, right? That Invasica. Let's go with Invasica. That sounds cool. Invasica sounds good. Thank you, Invasica. And thank you, Damascus, as well. Welcome back, I guess, because yeah, you were a sub a while ago. But yeah, it's like London. Like, Philadelphia Fusion should have had, like, an easy time beating this out. Well, not really, like, an easy time, but, like, with 2 support ultimates, you'd think they could just overwhelm London at some point, convert the kills, and then just win out. But all these starting pushes just kept falling to bits. All these starting pushes just kept having issues and trouble. Like, Gesture and Fury were just there to stop them time and time again, make it difficult for them to even get through the doorway, slow down the pushes, cause a little bit of chaos, and then find an opening, kill someone, and suddenly they're back to square one. Inversiche. Ah, it's like Italian. Yeah, okay, I see. Inversiche. Because it's like CE, like Che. Yeah, I think I get it. Thoughts on Shadowburn and EQO? After this match, I thought London was saying they were really prepping for EQO, and they were surprised they didn't run him. Shadowburn, I think, has a better hero pool overall. Shadowburn's like Sombra seems a lot more solid than EQO. Well, we haven't seen EQO play Sombra, I do believe. So if they want to have more options, they can run Shadowburn. I imagine for Philly, it's just a matter of like who's performing better in scrims in that weekend or in that week leading up to it, and who's more prepared, who seems more prepared, who's more prepared to run whatever lineups they have planned, and they're going to run that person. It's interesting because EQO feels slightly more aggressive than Shadowburn. Shadowburn seems to bide his time a little bit more and then suddenly just goes out and kills everyone. EQO just seems more like a consistent, constant terror. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to see how those two sort of split themselves in terms of duty, because at the moment they do have a lot of overlap, and like that isn't necessarily what you kind of want. The issue I could see them run into, like, what I want to say is, like, imagine if EQO signed for fucking Dallas Fuel, basically. Like, that is a team in dire need of an ace Genji player, and yeah, that would have been a big pickup for them, but instead, no. Do you think the Houston versus Philly match played a part of their poor performance on the final day? Maybe in the sense that maybe they prepared more for Houston, and maybe less so for London, because Houston are just more realistically going to be beaten by Fusion. But it's kind of impossible to say. I don't imagine like that played too much of a role. I don't think they went into this overconfident or something. I don't think they went into this thing they're going to smash London. That would be insanely bold, considering how good London are. At their peak, London are one of the teams that will take games off absolutely anybody. So you don't go and face London with like hubris. So interesting to see the McCree coming out. No Soldier 76 played by Philly either. This means that this McCree is going to be way more effective than he otherwise should be. London playing very slowly, very steadily. Like this is not an aggro dive team. They know that they're not playing dive. They know they're not playing super aggressive. They're playing into a dive team as well as they spot out the Genji and stuff like that. They just take it steady, advance through the indoor environments. Birdring constantly with his supports as well, you'll notice. And like even Fury being the last one in is just going to stop any damage coming in from the back from the Tracer. Taking the time, finds the target, finds a kill. Losing that Zen early is going to be a huge problem. Birdring just ace shot. Fraggy gets one, but by now it's way too late. Like this fight is over. This is done. They're slaughtering them towards the spawn even. Yep, that's done. Soldier stops McCree. What Soldier does is, basically, Soldier has more range than McCree, and if you're trying to, so basically, normally when you're running the Soldier comp, you'll be playing more around here. You'll see a lot of teams do this, where they have most of their supports, pretty much everyone is in this sort of area, especially with the Soldier 76. A dive will engage onto this, and this team will just like peel back towards this way, use the healing field, use the Ana Grenade, survive it, and then kill anything coming in. So the Soldier can position here, and then just fire at whatever's coming in. So if you're running into that Soldier 76 fire, and you have a McCree, the Soldier is going to out DPS you at that range, and he's going to provide healing for his team and support for his team. Your flashbang isn't going to be used until you can get really into them, and by that time the team's going to be peeling back, going to be avoiding it, you're going to be running into a diva, and so it's going to be hard to get use out of that. So like this is London just being well prepared for it. We see the Doomfist come out. Doomfist for once going to be involved in a win. This is purely done to spite me. My god. There we are. Is London top seed? London is is London a top seed? I know Philly is good, but I thought they were just above average. Philly is in contention for being like... So basically, you know how Houston and Valiant ended up in the top 5? Philly should be doing that this stage. Philly should be in that position, judging by how they're playing. Like, Philly are in top 5 threat. They could probably replace one of the Korean teams in the top 3. They are looking that good, but this game casts some doubt onto that. This game really does cast some doubt onto that fact. Because, like, this was just brutal. Brutal to behold. Some lovely statistics. There we go. Skipping forward, skipping forward. Why is there a picture of a car? I'm guessing that's... Yeah, okay, that's Toyota. And welcome to Nepal. Nepal, one of the maps that we had to prepare for the World Cup, so I actually know a decent amount about this map tactically. I mean, Hayes, like, shout out to the guy, definitely proving himself so far, is coach of Philadelphia, and I hope he doesn't take this loss too hard, because seems to whatever he's doing with this team seems to be working. If he's doing much at all, who knows? Who knows with coaches? It's often said that the coach bears the brunt when the team loses, and the team enjoys the success when the team wins. Such is life as a coach. Well, my brother said that as we watched that, the Birdring's on McCree, they're going to win. He's not wrong. It's like that was. The fact that, you know that Fusion are probably going to run dive regardless. They're not going to run Soldier when you have Shadowburn's Genji available to you, so it's no huge surprise by Spitfire to bring out the McCree. It just... You don't expect it to be that dominant. Fraggy getting so much stick on Twitter after this match made me sad. It wasn't all on him. tanks are all going to look bad against London in general. I think that if you want to test a tank, you put them against London and see how they do. Triple X Noah, Triple X with the 6 months. Enjoy your new icon. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see how they do. No pharmacy, which is honestly a bit of a shame because Shadowburn has a really good Pharah. It's definitely worth bringing out. Birdring on the Widowmaker. Widowmaker on this map. At this time of year, in this state, localized entirely within your kitchen. Where the fuck did he go? Where is he starting from? He must sort of be going to the left. Sorry, I don't know the full goddamn Steam Tam's quote. Playing Widowmaker in this map, in this current meta, against this team, localized entirely on Nepal. May I see it? No. Widowmaker expecting a Pharah? Maybe. Maybe they are expecting the Pharah. It's interesting that Boombox is on the Moira as well. That's kind of cool. I think that's cool. I think that's tight. We'll see how that works for him, though, as fight devolves onto the point. Like, this Widowmaker's have very little impact. Fraggy gets a lot done, but does get isolated. You'll see the peel instantly come through. Fury just following it up, making sure that, hey, Fraggy can't get anything done here. The Widowmaker can't be too harassed. It's going to just wait it out, get healed up, take the time. It's Birdring, so he can kill absolutely anybody he likes. He's getting rather harassed at the moment, having a tough time even finding somewhere to grapple to, gets focused down and killed. Very low impact so far, but you can see like the DPS is starting to mount up on Philadelphia's side. They've got to be a bit careful. Losing Poco is a big loss. Like losing the mech, I should say, is a big loss. Poco's still technically alive, but the Baby Diva's not going to be able to do too much. But this is looking good for Fusion. Like, this is the momentum they need. But you can see Birdring swapped off onto the Genji. Someone mentioned earlier, like, what are your thoughts on Spitfire being able to swap, like, Prophet onto the Tracer, Birdring onto the Genji? It just gives them that flexibility. That's all it does. It gives them so much flexibility where they don't have to do this awkward kind of juggle of, oh, I need to swap onto the Tracer, so you have to swap off and we lose ultimate charges. They can just get things going super quick. It's really nice. This hero in current calendar year. In this stage of the Overwatch League, on this map, against Philadelphia Fusion, localized entirely on this part of Nepal. So is this where we learn how lackluster Moira ult is? So they're going to engage with it. They have, like, Philadelphia are in a really good place. Wait, what the fuck? Did I fucking zone out at some point? I think I did. Like, this was going okay for Philadelphia, and then it suddenly just turns into, oh, London have 5 people alive and everyone in Philly's dead or running away. How does this happen? That's what we're here to find out. Birdring goes down. Badoson's almost dead. Doesn't get finished off. Shadowburn has to go and get healed. It's Widowmaker for a Diva mech, which honestly I would take what London have at the moment. Pulse bombs don't get much of anything. Poco's now completely dead. Prophet now gets Prophet gets onto Fraggy. Fraggy's now dead. Point has been under control for London for a while actually. And then it's just a matter of cleanup. Maybe the Moira just ran out of steam. Like, honestly, that could happen here. Where if she just runs out of healing resources, then it's not going to happen for her. And she didn't get an ult faster than London got an ult, so Moira's value is heavily diminished. Not quite working out for him so far. Now, basically with Moira, you want to have that Coalescence ready before the enemy has anything else ready. You want to leverage that advantage as much as you can. Coalescence being used at a long distance, but they just cancel it using a single Transcendence, move around. Easy kill on Boombox, because he was off on his own, and Coalescence's self-heal is not going to be enough to keep him alive against an entire fucking dive team. Neptuno used Sound Barrier during that fight. London didn't even need to use Sound Barrier of their own. This is looking stompy. Philly just get no results. So yeah, Boombox now moved on to the Zen. So we've learned that the Moira, not great. Not great at all. It makes me very happy to see London moved off the Widowmaker super quick. One of the criticisms of London in the past has been that they tend to stay on something that isn't working for a long period of time. That seems to not to be the case at the moment. This is Sound Barrier really not getting much done there. It might have just bought them a little bit of time, I suppose, but... So, fighting on the point, just fighting with the Tracer. Sound Barrier goes off, catches most of the team. Everyone but Badosin. Diva Bomb goes in. Doesn't get too much done, but Fraggy managing to find Birdring. Birdring ends up in the wrong place. Shadowburn has an opening here. This is where you want to see that Shadowburn magic. This is where Shadowburn should come into life and just kill everyone. This is what we expect out of Shadowburn at this point. In Shadowburn we trust. There's the Dragon Blade. Fraggy's scooping up all the kills, but that's what we want. That's what you want out of Shadowburn, okay? He's just want to fight for you, which is good, but it came really slowly. Really slowly. Like, if you think about the time elapsed between them getting a kill on Birdring and them finishing that fight, that was quite long. So Neptuno could save this team a lot, but like just relying on sound barrier is never something you really want to be in a situation of. You've seen, especially Korean teams have been very good at just like overwhelming those. That's what we want out of Shadowburn. There we go. The team engages through Kitchen. Zen apparently not engaging through Kitchen because Shadowburn's like over here. So I guess Bedosin was just out somewhere on his own? Or got deflected? I don't know. He just died somewhere. Messi engaged from London. Get peeled apart and killed. No surprise. Can't take them lightly. Philadelphia Fusion know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, slight saving grace. Team all going to attack together this time. Except for the Tracer, which makes perfect sense. Prophet just going through. Again, just poking down on Fraggy. Like, this is the thing with London. Just look at where the damage is going. Look at the sort of focus at the moment. Mostly on Poco. We saw Prophet just shelling out Fraggy. London don't care what target it is. They will just go for it. Yeah, Poco's the focus target. It's like... And that's actually a really nice use of the Dragon Blade. So one of the few targets you can actually kill using Dragon Blade through a Transcendence is Baby Diva. So even though Poco had his ult, used his ultimate, and that just left him vulnerable, Birdring Dragon Blades, the moment that goes off, kills Poco. Now there's no Diva involved in this fight. Does go down, which is a huge loss. I think they should have just been a bit more patient there. Beautiful stick on the back there, just killing off the tanks. And now Jess is just going to go in and finish everything off with Primal Rage. They have Transcendence of their own just to flip it round. They even have Sound Barrier. Like, they have ults for days, ladies and gents, so they're going to be fine. I know Tracer has been a staple of pro games for a long time now, but has there ever been a period where Tracer was undesirable? Triple tank, Tracer kind of dropped out a little bit. Some teams would still run her. But otherwise, yes, she's been pretty consistent. Fraggy's tank style doesn't work against Spitfire. I kind of agree, judging from what I've seen so far. And what I know of Spitfire as well, like... Fraggy style requires a very precise execution. Like, the rest of his team has to be with him and has to be united with him, and if the engage is just even slightly off, Spitfire are going to tear him apart. Like, Spitfire are just so good at just finding any target. Normally you'd see Dive really focus on stuff like the supports, but London just hit anything. Like, it's, let me put it this way, if you told another team, yeah, I want you guys to dive the Diva, like, they go, what? It's nuts. Spitfire, just do it. So, interesting thing about this map, no Soldier 76 is coming out, Genji, Tracer on both sides. So this is just going to be dive, dive, dive. Good kill onto the backline, but probably will cost them Shadowburn and Fraggy. Like, you can see Fraggy just getting torn to shreds. So they do end up trading, but trading Zenyatta early on is actually really, really nice. So yeah, Fraggy, Shadowburn just go deep. Shadowburn barely gets out, but Fraggy certainly doesn't. This is going well for Philly. Now, as long as they don't lose Boombox, they have more healing. They have a huge damage asset in Boombox as well. The Orb of Discord is enormous. The ability to just focus any target they want is huge. So yes, no surprise to see London on the back foot here. Do you think the Spitfire versus? Do you think it'll be Spitfire versus XL again, or will Philly take this as a learning curve to maybe take stage 2? I think XL is more likely. Soul could be making a comeback though. I need to watch more of Soul's games, however. I'm still a little bit behind on those. But from what I've heard, Seoul are looking stronger than they ended stage 1 on, so Seoul could always be a threat. How? It didn't even feel like there was a fight there. Like, am I insane? Philly overextending? Philly just... Okay, Twitch is doing this thing where it just like sets a point and doesn't let you go behind it. Yeah, just don't go there. Go like back here then. No, not there. I don't want to go here. Okay, let's jump like all the way back here then. No, doesn't want to do it. Okay, fine. There we go. Like, this is a fucking start of the match. For God's sake, this is the annoying part about the Twitch player. Okay, so Philly want to get a couple of exit kills. Reinforcements coming in for London Spitfire. Nuss, like Carpe is just going ham for no reason. Shadowburn does scoop up the kill there, but will die as a result. This is another hallmark of London's play. This has become sort of the London phenomenon, which is that they don't give up on fights. If London think there's even a chance of winning, they will take that fight. And so I imagine what Philly were thinking was, oh, London are going to back off all the way to spawn and try and regroup. They don't seem to once consider the fact that London just wait it out, get a kill, and then just turn and engage. But this is the team that we've seen like on Numbani 3 billion times, just come in at the last second, retake the point. They seem to historically have a knack for doing this. And so just that overextension, that little bit of extra greed just cost them so much here. And now they have to commit trance just to engage. Ooh. Ooh. And even then, it's a trance to engage that they can't... Like, what is this? This is just messy all over the place. Trance gets used super early. Shadowburn still scared for his life. Like, dashes out of the fight. This is not like, oh yeah, we're going to use Transcendence and get a kill and then go and engage in the point. This is, we're going to use Transcendence and survive while we're trying to get out of our own choke point. That's not good. Shadowburn with a nice kill. Have managed to bait out the trance. Well, not bait out the trance, but get out the trance. No, bait out the trance. Actually, I'll say bait out the trance. Because now they're going to have to use Sound Barrier. Going to use Sound Barrier for the re-engage. Prophet doesn't actually get it. I think he's coming back from spawn still. But this is... It's a good boop, but Shadowburn still had his dash. Can't find the target, so Prophet finds him. Just gets booped out, still has his dash. Gets back in, but can't find the targets. Very nice movement from the London supports. Very good job by Nuss. Very good job by Prophet to come in, seize the opportunity, get the kills. London just look controlled. Philly look like they're tilting. I love watching Fraggy, but he seems to have one setting that's hyper aggro. Well, the best Winstons flow from super safe conservative to hyper aggro thoughts. It's just like team playstyles. Like Fusion are going to play aggro, and like this is the thing with Fusion, which is that when it works, it looks amazing. And they'll look great, and it'll be an incredible game to watch. And when it goes wrong, it looks like this. When it goes wrong, it just looks terrible. It's sort of a side effect of how Dive looks when it doesn't work. This is looking slightly better. They've used Transcendence, got 2 kills. Okay, this is going in their favor. London are finally letting this one go. You notice Bedosin holds on to his ultimate here. Okay. So now it's the frustrating case where you, like, so the supports have desynced from each other. Ideally, you'd want Sound Barrier going against Sound Barrier, Transcendence going against Transcendence. Transcendence against Sound Barrier, the Transcendence usually wins. Trance is just their better ultimate. So you see them biding the time. Philly just going to wait. Engage instantly on Bedosin, but like there is a reason why Bedosin is leading the charge here. Like this looks crazy if you sit back and watch it. There we go. Bedosin's like, you know, this is your Zenyatta, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him leading the charge. You can see Fraggy's going in on him, Diva's going in on it, Poco's going in on him. It's like, yeah, welcome to the fucking danger zone, boys. He's just pressed Q and now it's turned around on you. And now look, Fraggy's in so much trouble. Sound Barrier gets used. Fraggy's still in a lot of trouble. Pulsebomb whiffs, doesn't quite come through, but Fraggy's been chased out of this fight entirely, slowly getting healed up. London are in control of the point. Gesture's clearing space using his ult, hunts down Boombox and kills Boombox. Spitfire flipped the point during all this time. Gesture just went in, created shitloads of space, got a huge amount of work done. Shadowburn could turn this. Carpe blows himself up, which is unfortunate. Which is very unfortunate. Diva Bomb used beautifully. Is that Diva Bomb from both sides? From looks of things it is, because Poco kills someone. But the Diva Bomb cuts Shadowburn out as well. I remember watching this, and I remember watching this Winston death animation. It's just so tragic. Look at that. Oh, Winston taking a dive, taking a tumble. How do you think about Prophet Birdring swapping Tracer Genji? I mentioned that earlier. It gives them extra flexibility. They don't have to worry about... Like, if they need to change up hero comps, they don't have to worry about trading between each other. It opens up the hero pools a lot more, because they can run Tracer every time they want to, they can run Genji every time they want to. It doesn't matter. Does Gesture jump into Carpe? I imagine he does, or he just runs up to him. Like, it's not uncommon to see. It's something that shouldn't have happened, but it probably would have affected the fight, but probably not enough to make it a win. And this is where, like, the desk had to fill for, I think, about 20 minutes, because they were expecting this series to be a lot longer, but it's been the London show non-stop, so you can see we have 36:42, and we finally get back into a game like 15 goddamn minutes later. Welcome to Hollywood. Small interesting fact. London, despite blue being the main colour, for some reason has orange on the walls. Just one of those weird things. The reason why London has that baby blue is because it's Cloud9's colours. Also, fun fact, it looks like Silent Goddamn Hill outside. I don't know how well it's going to show up on my camera. One moment, let me take a risk here. Go onto the webcam thing over here. Right, if I like turn the camera around and show you guys, like look out there. Right, that is a garage across the street. That's not my window being dirty or being misted over. That is literally how foggy it is outside. If I get pulled into like a demonic realm, you know why. Right? Jesus. Watch out for triangles. I know, it's scary. Watch out for the sexy, scary nurses with the big boobs. It's okay, man. My inner demons are like not as bad as the protagonists of your average Silent Hill game.
Welcome to Overwatch.
The real Shivu, amazing name. Welcome. It's good to have you on board. Okay. London fog come up north. Well, you guys have had the snow recently. We haven't had snow recently, which is good. Okay. Let's take a look at the team comp. Defensive team comp, the more interesting one at the moment. Again, no great shock to see these two. Interesting to see the Junkrat. Just like worth noting. Hey, he's going to be spamming into the choke point. No huge surprises there. Again with the Moira. Again with the Moira. So Boombox feeling confident on this hero. Nurse getting a lot of charge through. Not much spam out of Birdring so far as well. He's been pretty quiet. So they dive straight into the back line. The trap is sprung. Nuss is focused down. Welcome to the life of an Ana player. But during all this time, oh look, Birdring and Gesture have found Carpe. Some lovely peel there off to get Fraggy away. Is that a bomb? I think that's a bomb. That has to be a bomb. He goes for the jump and then just gets blown away. Bedosin doesn't go down. Do not know if you know this, speaking of videos of the individual matches. Yeah, but the Overwatch League player is even worse than the Twitch player. So I'll just stick with the Twitch player. So again, you have this instance where Moira's... Okay, so Moira's big advantage is that she brings you an ult that usually comes a lot faster than what your enemy gets. Not the case this time. Bedosin surviving long enough. Nuss got completely focused down. Change-ups coming through. They want the Diva. Wait, what? No. Was that Poco just being stalled? Am I crazy? Yeah, Poco just got stalled out. Okay, that explains that. I was about to say, they started with the Diva. I'm not crazy. It'll be madness to try and attack with anything but the Diva in current meta. And London just baiting the trap. Like, they know that Philly are going to play dive, and Philly are just playing into it every single time. Birdring's not even looking at his opponent. He's just gone full Jake and just, like, spamming out grenades. Holding down mouse 1, feeling like a pro, and he's going to try and get a Riptire and kill some people. And it just feels like, yeah, they're just baiting the trap, and just every single time it's like, oh, Philly, they're going to dive. Spoiler alert, and then they're just killing them. Do you think Moira will see any change to the future? Not a clue. I mean, everyone thinks she should be nerfed, but judging by this, you know, it's not blowing my socks off. Birdring using the trap to secure the door. This is now getting dangerous for London. This is, like, danger for London, okay? They're starting to... They've lost profit. Philadelphia are getting into a better and better position. They have a lot of ultimates. Everyone on London is now getting bottled into a single place where Fraggy can get a huge amount of damage done. Stuff like this mine can cause a lot of problems. Nus gets Nano Boost out. There's the Nano Zen. Oh my god. Oh my god. There it is. Nus did that, I think, because Nus was afraid that he was just going to die, so he just fires out the ultimate, keeps someone alive, keeps someone doing a huge amount of damage. Doesn't really matter who he puts it on, to be honest. I think he just literally wanted to get the ultimate out. In case they lost the point, then he'd need to swap regardless, so better to just use the ultimate. So that's fine. Birdring comes in with a Riptire, gets a bunch of kills. Say, Riptire's a pretty good ult. Boombox now swapping off the Moira, to realise that this is going nowhere. Why do people think Moira needs nerf? Because there's a lot of salty Genji players not used to getting killed by supports, is my honest answer. It's baiting the trap. Like, I think that was mostly just gesture and profit. Just... This is something that literally in Team UK we spent ages trying to teach Mikey, which is, as Tracer, you either wait here or you wait down here. Notice that Boombox is completely fucking isolated. Like, this map is so useful. Because you could see London are just holding over here, baiting in the dive. Point is completely fucking... Notice that there's nothing to here to contest the fucking point. Like, Fusion could just run on it. But Boombox is so fucking isolated. So isolated. Gesture and Profit just go, oh, look, there's a free Zenyatta. What the fuck is Boombox meant to do? What's he meant to do there? You can't do anything. You can't do shit. Gesture continues playing aggressively because he has Primal Rage. This is why I rated Primal Rage as being an okay ultimate. Bounces Neptuno out. Everyone's now peeling to try and save a dead or already dead support, and London just retake control of the point. Dissonant from Fusion. They don't know whether they're out, whether they're in. They're not waiting for Boombox to be with them. They're not taking it patiently enough. It's not working. It's not going well. And London's just doing the same thing again. They're just going to wait it out. Say, step into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. That was rough. And again, Profit, yeah, so Profit and Gesture just doing the same thing again. Same thing every single time. Waiting on the back line, picking up any stragglers, forcing Fusion to come back in. That means that the rest of Spitfire can start forcing their way back out. This is looking better. This is looking like, you know, this needed to happen a while ago. Welcome to the show, Shadowburn. Good to see you, man. Where he's just managed to isolate out, like, this needed to happen a long time ago, where they've isolated out the foursome and then just gone full dive on them. Or, like, it's literally now at this point just Shadowburn with the Dragon Blade, killing everybody. I know there's a meme of, like, you know, Jake's in my house with a knife. This is Shadowburn's in my house with a Dragon Blade, and I'm already dead. There's no salvation here. But meanwhile, for some reason, London have fucking won this. Gah? Gah? Poco gets demaxed. Profit's just killing everybody. Profit and Fury getting so much done. It's just Profit, Fury, and Gesture on the point, destroying everybody else. So Shadowburn gets a 3v1, but the other three just go in and destroy everyone. Fraggy dies with Primal. 20 seconds left on the clock, and now they know that they can continue this pressure. Notice that Fraggy's still on low hit points, slowly getting healed up. Boombox might have a Transcendence for this fight. They're just going to launch Gesture into the backline, pressure them out. Now someone's going to have to Desperation Touch. They're just going to try and bait them into the Riptire, if they can even touch. Okay, they managed to touch at the very least. Fraggy has Primal, which is good. Carpe needs this bomb to go well, but dies. There's still a lot of threats still alive on this point. Like, Gesture, Fury, Prophet have done it before, and it looks like they're going to be doing it again. There's nowhere to run for Shadowburn. Like, Gesture is so good. Just picked a target, stayed on it, killed it. No problem. No goddamn problem. Holy shit. That's crazy. Shadowburn, feel me because I've killed 3 of your team. London Furious because we just killed everyone else. Is that the old Doctor Who chestnut of, you know, we've killed Time Lords? Oh, well, we've killed a Time Lord. It's, oh, well, I killed all of them. Spoilers. That aren't really spoilers. If you know anything about Doctor Who. Philly could have probably taken that if Fraggy had ulted. I'm not so sure, actually. I think it would have made a difference. I think it would have swung it more towards their favour. But London are good at killing tanks. Never underestimate the ability of Poco, Gesture, and Prophet to just tear a tank to pieces, especially Poco and Prophet. It's kind of the one thing that London have taught me more than anything else, which is that for a Tracer and Diva, a tank is nothing. Like, the DPS output of Tracer Diva on a tank is actually pretty enormous. Who do you rate more at the moment, Shadowburn or EQO? I think Shadowburn brings more to the table, but I think, like, especially with this map pool, I think the EQO might work better. I'm not crazy, right? This is the map pool that doesn't... What's the timestamp? Pretty much 1 hour on the dot. Oh, back a little bit more. Maybe back even a little bit further. Because I think the map set comes up here. No, this is the one with Route 66. So yeah, like, if I had to like say, I'd say like EQO. EQO. You could run Shadowburn on this one, but this one you could probably run either. And then this one you probably want Shadowburn. It's SDB. What do you think of the Diva buff to Rockets on PTR? There's a Diva buff to Rockets on the PTR? What the fuck? The buffing Diva? Are they taking crazy juice? Was Moira in the dive comp a major problem? I remember Monty pinpointed that as a problem with Philly's first map against Houston. I would... Yeah, I don't rate the Moira. The reason why you bring Zen in dive, the reason why you bring Boombox's Zen in dive in particular, is Boombox kills people. Zen has a huge damage output, especially on Hollywood, where you have like this good sightline. Normally people will be defending sort of in this area, back here, up here, over here. Like, Zen can easily get a lot of damage done very quickly. Discord Orb is really fucking powerful. It just sets you up for kills beautifully. The Moira doesn't really do that. The Moira just kind of feeds the enemy a lot of support charge if the enemy team plays it correctly. So she does like a lot of AoE damage, a lot of gradual damage, but it's all very easy to out-heal. She doesn't really bring too much else. And then once you lose that first engagement, if they are toe-to-toe with you on support ultimates, you're in a lot of fucking trouble. Because Transcendence is just so much better than Coalescence. Would you make any changes to Zarya so she's not hard countered by geography? Make her jumps on the right click, so if she does a right click jump, make her jump higher. I reckon that would add a huge amount more skill to the hero. So London just going to take it in 2 steps. There's no Soldier 76 in the opposite team, running dive themselves. Step 1, take high ground, bully Fraggy out. Fraggy's taking a shitload of damage, so they might even try and pursue this. Looks like they're just going to buy the time. Notice that all of... So contrast this to how Philly tried to do it. Philly just basically tried to muscle onto the point and then was sort of scattered all over the place. London tended to have like one person in the stairwell. They had like people back here. They had like the Anna back here. They even had people in like the corridor down this way, like further down this way. London were kind of spread all over the place, which you'd think will make it for an easy dive, but it just seemed to confuse the shit out of what Philly were trying to achieve as they had to look for people over and over again. Philly are just all right there in front of it. This is why you bring the Zenyatta. Let's watch Carpe's hit points. Oh, look. One more time with feeling. Watch Carpe, literally above me. Watch it. Bump, bump, bump. Dead. Okay. Can Moira do that? Does Moira do that? No, Moira doesn't do that. Zen does that. That's why you bring Zen. And now this is just going to spiral out of control because Tracer is the majority of this team's damage. One team has a Tracer Genji, the other team has a Genji to try and do DPS output, and a Moira. What's Moira doing here? The other big issue with Moira, in my mind, is that a lot of what she can output is just instantly countered by a competent D.Va. And you just right-click whatever orb she throws, and if you just get that every single time, every 8 seconds, just right-click the orb, most of her output is suddenly diminished. Moira has her place. Don't get me wrong, Moira works amazingly in tank comps. She works amazingly in like any sort of long-term stall comp. She has a huge amount of burst healing output. She can get a huge amount done. She's very good on anti-dive. There's people eating lemons. I'm waiting for someone to challenge me to eat a lemon. I'd say what's really nice. I think they're called Maya lemons. They're delicious. They're like lemons mixed, like spiced with orange. And they're basically like less sour lemons. They're literally made so you can just peel them and eat them. They are goddamn delicious. Really recommend those. Eat a lemon. I think I need to be challenged officially to do that. I know people did the Baby Bay challenge. I think I got mentioned in that once, but I was just like I'm not part of the selfie game. I think it's for bone marrow donation awareness. It's always a good cause. People just telling me to eat a lemon. I believe that is an insult of go suck a lemon. How can you eat raw lemons to acid? That's why you have the Maya lemons. They're delicious. It's, you know, like lemon starburst. It's like eating one of those. They're wonderful. They're TT lemons. Do the Baby Bay challenge while eating a lemon. I just don't want to get acid on my face. Like just sitting back, it's like, oh. That would actually be pretty cool. Should probably do that. Though I don't want to diminish the efforts of charity. Is this the Fusion House? This is... So, spoiler alert, this is Overwatch League this is production of Overwatch League going, shit guys, this entire series is going to take 1 hour at this rate. Like, if they just played the games, this series would take an hour. And, like, we want to fill, like, 6-7 hours. We don't want to be at an hour ahead of schedule, basically. Play the tapes! Play all the tapes we got! And so they're just muscling those out. Chili should be a lime. Limes, I think, are easier to eat raw. Lemons are tasty. Lemons are tasty. I like lemons. I've eaten raw lemons before. They're goddamn delicious. Eat a lemon covered in cinnamon with a Tide Pod? No. I'm not eating a Tide Pod. We don't even have Tide Pods. How quickly the tides turn.
Welcome to Overwatch.
Here's some cool... I saw Monty and Doa eating the lemon. Doa eating the lemon should be impressed by. Bacon-scented soap. Thank you so much as well. Thank you for gracing us with your delightfully smelling presence. Actually, because... Okay, true story. While we're waiting for this game to begin. True story. While I was over at my parents' house the other day, I noticed that it smelled wonderful. Like, my parents' house always smells lovely. And I was just... Like, I'm almost 30. I'm approaching 30. And I was just like, man... I wish my house smelled nice. So I went out and bought one of those things, which is like a bottle, and you have the sticks in it. And now my house smells lovely. It smells of vanilla. Rate it. I definitely rate it. Because you know that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Yes. The way you try and talk like the narrator is you enunciate every single word, as if it were punctuated dramatically. Did you know that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer? Split them down the middle, apparently. Gesture and Fury's backline dives have cut the Philly in two. 39% of their kills have been on Fusion's supports. Insane. Diffuser, that's the one, Diffuser. Yankee candles, I don't like candles, because you light them once and then they're gone. These things last ages. Okay. Let's see how Fusion do. How Fusion do. Again, don't be too excited by Poke on the Hanzo. Shadowburn bringing out the Widow. This seems to be how they want to play this one. Meanwhile, like, one of the interesting things to note, this is one of the things I picked up on in the Philly Houston game, was who's running what on the support. Because I believe it was Shadowburn on the Sombra for Fusion, while it was Raucous So it depends on, like, is it your flex support, what support is playing it. So it's Bedosin on the Sombra, so they're running, you know, Sombra with double DPS, relying entirely on the Lucio for healing, which is tricky. So we'll see with that one. Carpe and Shadowburn going to be trying to provide the DPS. Shadowburn opting for the Widow again. Was a little bit lackluster last time. Enemy team played very conservatively though, which is kind of normal. Eat your candle. No, I'm not going to eat a candle. I'm not going to eat a candle or drink a knife. I'm going to do neither of those. If you don't get that reference, go watch the Dark Souls playthrough. Right, Prophet. But this is slightly abnormal in terms of playstyle. But I like it. I like it a lot. So normally, a team running a Sombra comp will play extraordinarily passively. They'll wait forever just going, do, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to take it steady, take it slow, wait it out and get Sombra and EMP. Instead, London just go, fuck it, kill him. So that's an interesting and nice start. It's a very nice start indeed. This is sort of one of those things that I noticed before with Shadowburn, which is he likes to stand out in the middle of the field, which gets like this happening to him with an angry gorilla. Again, Gesture gets in, gets out, like holy shit. So again, not waiting for the EMP. Go right by Shadowburn. Shadowburn spent all this time doing absolutely shit all. Barely fired a shot. Dive goes in, gets boombox, gets back out. They do have Neptuno there, who can provide a res. Nuss gets fraggy as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. Neptuno can res one, but can't res the other. And now they're playing with EMP. So now the dive is going to be hungry, and it's going to look for Boombox again. So Boombox is going to have a bad time this game. I can see it coming already. He's looking for it. Doesn't go for it. Nice. I like the fact that they abort on a bad EMP. They're looking for a very specific target. They are looking for Boombox. They decide, sod it, let's just kill everyone. Works for me. Like, Shadowburn should not be here. So one of the issues that Shadowburn's going to face in this position is that once that EMP goes out, there's no safety for him. Like, Widowmaker's safety completely relies on her ability to grapple. There's no grapple, Widow's dead. Poco's also kind of stuffed. They're just going to look for supports. Gesture's still alive somehow, because Carpe is like the sole source of damage on this team at the moment. Boombox actually gets onto him. Valkyrie being used. It's a saving grace. Pulse Bomb goes through. Close. No cigar. We'll see. Own drink is on the Discord, yes. It's Discord only. I'm not going to commit own drink to a slot that could otherwise be taken by a better emote. Diva's rockets do more damage? Are you kidding? There's no way. There's no way that can go live. Blizzard are on crazy juice if they think that's sensible. So I want to just highlight something here. Oh, he's hacked. Oh no. I was like, okay. So one of the big differences is, you know, Fraggy is hunting down a Genji here. And we've seen a couple of times, we've seen Gesture getting onto Shadowburn and killing him. And then I was like, why isn't Fraggy chasing? Why is Fraggy sucking so much to chasing? And then I saw that all of his abilities are like crossed out. It's like, oh, Bedosin just hacked him. Oh god, he's completely cucked. Oh dear. Well, that was a bit limp. There we go. And then London just go and kill everyone else because Shadowburn is still on this Widowmaker. Why is Shadowburn still on this Widowmaker? I don't get it. It's a good stick. It's a beauty of a stick. Gesture doesn't have Primal Rage. Goes down. Carpe opening doors for his team. EMP, we're still waiting for that. Poco gets a bomb off, buys a little bit of time. Not Poco, sorry. Fury throws out the Diva Bomb. Gets killed in the process, which is very nicely done again by Fusion. That's what you want from a greedy Diva Bomb like that. Okay, hey, Fusion, putting a point on the board. Maybe. At last. That's the first point, single fucking point that Fusion have put on this board. That's the first one. They were full held on Hanamura, full held on Nepal, full held on Hollywood, and now they finally have a goddamn point. Okay then. Carpe looking for a flank. He's looking for some kind of angle. Birdring. Like, Philly are in a really good position right now. They have support ults, enemy team doesn't. Dive is spotty. Ooh. Like, this should be a dead Bedosin.
Welcome to Overwatch, mon chéri.
Thank you, Mumphies, as well, for the 6 months. Whee. So, nice picture of McCree there. Thank you. Yeah, Mumphies. Good to see you. Yeah, like, this should be a dead Bedosin. Very nice job by Fury. Just, oh, no, get rid of that. There we go. Good job by Fury. Turns the defense matrix on, so you notice, oh, the Tracer has a tough time getting the kill, but, like, where's Shadowburn? Where's Fraggy? Oh, they're dying. They're dying because London don't give a shit. They don't give a shit on who you are. They will just find you and kill you. It's this thing that London do time and time again. And like any team going up against London need to be prepared for the fact that London will kill your tanks. They do not care. Yep, so shout out denied. So yeah. Thank you, Captain Planet, for pointing that one out over in the opposite corner. Because that's crazy. That does not happen much. Like, Philly are in a winning position. Philly were even in an even more winning position, but they just like went bleh and just didn't do anything. And now it's just like all the wind is out of their sails. And I mean, I've said this in the past about Philly, which is that they are a very momentum-driven team. I don't know how much of this affects the psychology. I don't know if people are tilting at this point. We have two support ultimates flying off at the same time. Neptuno's in one place, Boombox is in the other. They dive on Bedosin, okay, the dives on Bedosin, bomb doesn't hit because Carpe doesn't feel safe, so he just like rushes out the bomb. Poco even committing a D-Roll ult on the payload to maybe stop a counter dive. But you have Valkyrie active anyway. Valkyrie's still active at the moment. Like, Neptuno's over here doing God knows what. What is Neptuno doing? Wait, he's behind. He's like that wing. This is Neptuno. Because I'm away that you can't see him. There he is. Look. Now he comes back, but Boombox is ulted for some reason during Valkyrie. People aren't even low. Boombox is ulted. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Oh look, Carpe's not Carpe, sorry, Birdring's killing everyone. Hey, this is actually good tanking by Fraggy. Mats him out, Birdring goes down, but by then Gesture's already killed everyone. Everyone's dying and throwing themselves off the map. I think the Neptuno's trying to kill Bedosin. Why? Shadowburn isn't. Fraggy isn't. Why is the Mercy diving someone? How did it come to this? You know, I think it would be amazing if you use Valkyrie as a component in a fucking dive. I think that would be super cool, but it's just like it's all over the place. It's like the communication has just stopped on this team. They are broken. They just want to go home. They're just done with it. This is not the fusion that was playing against Houston. Shadowman and Carpe get 1 and 2. Birdring's come back out on the Solstice 76. They're playing more open space, more open environment, getting some work done. Fusion should be able to convert this into pretty much all of Step 2. Bomb gets contained. Lovely. Fury somehow got Poco's mech still. Okay, Fusion are in control. Notice again, Bedosin waiting, I think, round this corner. Carpe goes in, blink, blink. Nope, he just actually literally comes around the corner and just nails Carpe. No problem. Easy. Things that Moira doesn't do. That's why Zenyatta is so fucking good at the moment. He kills people. And so it's literally the Diva D-Mech combined with Carpe going down, and that is enough to shut Fusion down entirely. Like, they're just all over the place. Why is Fraggy chasing a Tracer on his own? No one seems to know what they're doing. There's no cohesion, there's no plan. Like, Fraggy is chasing around a Tracer. That doesn't work. You can't do that on your own as a Winston. And it just seems like they just fell apart, especially in that last map. Maybe they just wanted to be done with it and move on and, like, you know, oh, yeah, we want to be off the stage. Maybe, but that is such a shame. And yet this scoreline is just insanity. It's not even over yet. These are some broken-looking people. These are some happier nerds. Philadelphia Fusion, more like Philadelphia Fishing. Oof, damn, yeah. It's just frustrating to see, like, one of the best dive teams, if not the best dive team, looking uncoordinated. Anyway, looks like they're going to run what they ran before. This is what they ran against Houston. Shadowburn is going to pick up the Sombra, so they're going to play with 2 supports and have most of the DPS lifting done by Carpe. Try and get something done with the EMP. London, not going to be running the Hanzo. Again, just scanning up the train, because the one time you don't do it is going to be the one time the enemy team sets an ambush in there and all tries to dive out behind you and kill you at spawn. Let's see how London does. The gates are open. Okay, so it's just you're firing off the Hanzo arrow. Swapping off the duties on that. This is a cute touch. This is just like a really small minor detail. So one of the things you can do when you're running the Sombra comp is you take the health pack inside this cave, so the one that's like literally just a little bit over this way. And then what you can do is you can rotate your tanks out to here. It's a little bit like how it works on Dorado, where you rotate your tanks so Diva will run forward, stall the payload, because if you just poke your nose past this line, you'll stall on the point for a little while longer. And so what will happen is, you know, Poco will poke his nose out, stall the point for a little bit longer, gives chance for Diva to take some damage, then go back, heal up, fragging and poke his nose out, take a little bit of damage, go back, heal up. And so it gives Shadowburn some free charge. The adaptation to that is that London just literally park Fury in there and then just go, yeah, please try, and just roll the payload on past, so you can see. And just defense matrices. He's not even firing, you notice, he just defense matrices, and then just translates that into pure aggression. Notice how much fucking damage these tanks have taken, but they're still a bit nervous about following it up. Do get the DMAC though. Holy shit. So again, Philly just, like, this is the one thing that seems to catch tanks off guard, and you think by game 4 you'd be used to it by now, that London are going to kill your tanks. London are going to kill your tanks over and over again. And then you get May out and trap people in a nice grave. Yes, that was a phenomenal adaptation to this tactic, where you just put a May wall up behind the Diva and Winston and then just trap them in there and kill them. It's fucking superb. Losing that Diva is huge. This blows the game wide open for the dive. Absolutely wide open for the dive. Because the way you use Diva a lot when you're trying to play counter dive is you'll just use the Diva to try and catch the dive, basically, stop a lot of that early damage, and then try and turn that into a couple of like peeling kills. When you can't do that, that's a problem. Still, Philly holding out. They have their EMP, they've got a bunch of kills as well. Payload's still rolling forward, but they should have a small weight in numbers. Shadowburn, a little bit out of position at the moment. I mean, yeah, Philly should be able to hold on for a little while longer. This EMP has to be spot on. They have to try and get Bedosin. He's looking for him. Can't quite find him just yet. Opts out of the EMP. Good, I'm fine with that. Don't take a bad EMP. You notice Bedosin is literally just drifted off the screen down the back here. So he's just keeping his distance. It means that if they want to hit Bedosin, they're not going to hit anyone else, which is, again, good positioning out of London. London using all this time, like, especially once they spot where Shadowburn is, it's like it just takes a huge weight off their shoulders, because they know where they can play around. And now, honestly, they could probably just go for a, like, nah, not with Just You're Dead, but if they pull back and then just engage with Transcendence, that nullifies a lot of the threat that the Sombra has. Losing that Zenyatta early is such a detriment, and then not being able to use those support ultimates is going to be a huge factor. So you want to avoid that as much as you can. EMP goes through, seems to catch Fury. This is where I wish the UI would tell you. No, it catches Bedosin as well, okay. So they do get Bedosin, they get Fury as well. Sound Barrier still goes through, which is scary. Birdring still has his ultimate available as well, should he want to use it. Fusion should probably be committing support ults, yeah. Like, that was not good enough to sort of count this as just a straight win. Like, once London get that support ultimate out, now's the time that Philly need to just be reacting to this appropriately. Because I don't think you win this fight straight up without committing your own support ultimates. So they start doing. Okay. And so Spitfire can now just regroup. If they dive Neptuno, if they get like any kind of pressure on Neptuno at all, they can probably kill him before he even gets sound barrier off. But if they can get that sound barrier gone and get the Dragon Blade out, they should just win this fight straight up. So they spot Neptuno in the back, so Birdring knows where he is. Again, Fraggy just playing super aggro, dies. Engagement goes in. Notice that the Dragon Blade goes for Neptuno regardless. This is one of those things that you can do with Lucio. One of the more impressive things I saw with Cruz was that he was doing this reliably. But once they spot where the Lucio is, like, that should actually be a dead Lucio before he even touches the floor. Maybe Neptuno doing it in the cave means he landed faster or something, but, like, and notice that he just dies regardless. Like, there's 3 people killing him. Sound Barrier just not going to save you during that. This is why I don't rate Sound Barrier super highly, because it will save you from some things, but it's still not going to be enough to, like, stop a very focused dive, and if you can't turn it around and can't get your kills of your own, it's not going to do anything. It's not like Transcendence, which, like, shuts down a fight. No, Sound Barrier kind of just gives you a little bit of a buffer. Now, London is just playing a lot better. Like, that was just super focused. Contrast that to, like, what Philly were doing at the end of, you know, their push, their attack. They were just all over the place. That was 3 people diving a Lucio, kill him with 800 hit points, no problem. By the way, no Diva changes on PTR. Good. Don't scare me with that. No trolling me. This is just... So dive is going in on Philly. Boombox getting pressured out. Activates trance. Okay, God, I thought I saw a sound barrier there and I was going to freak. Birdring picking up the McCree. Like, Sombra should be gone by now as well. The time for Sombra is not now. Notice, yeah, like, this is like, Fraggy shouldn't be... This is stupid. This is what I mean by London don't give a shit. They see a weakness and they're going to go for it. Fraggy, oh, he's just tuned out. Oh, look, Gesture's here now? And suddenly it's like, holy shit. And then why is he going this way? Why are you going there, son? You can't be there anymore. London see a weakness, they're going to go for it. Self-destruct gets used. I was going to get contained, unless they push the fishbowl out of it. No, they can use the payload for cover. Roll it through, and convincing series for London. Oh, shit. That is a convincing series for London. Good lord. And that... So, like, people, you know, the way that people sum this one up, and I mentioned it earlier, which is, like, London is rock to Philly's scissors, you know? Like, London are built to do this kind of stuff. London break teams are very one-note and very dive-centric. That's how London do. Was this a surprise? Yes. You expect Philadelphia to do a lot better, regardless. Like, this is Philadelphia's meta. The patch that they're playing on is where Philly are strong. Philly have looked incredibly good on the dive and on the stage, regardless. And so you would expect them to do a lot better than how they did. But man, you wouldn't rate Philly as, like, you know, they went into this series, both of them on 9-3, and now it's like 9-7 and 13-3. Like, London are just insane. Can we watch Outlaws vs Fusion? Yeah, we're going to do another one, because why not? Look, it's a cute grill in the crowd. Cute grill. Okay. Can you explain what peel is? So peel is that thing on the outside of, like, an orange when you remove... No. So peeling is a term that comes more from arenas, I think, than anything else. Like, that's where I first heard it at the very least. So let's say, like, and let's use an arena thing. Let's say you're playing a 2v2 WoW arena, right? Okay? And you have your DPS. Let's just draw some angry eyes on that. And you have your healer. Let's draw a big plus on that. Actually, 3v3 is probably easier. No, let's just do 2v2. Okay, and then you have the enemy. Let's change the... Oh, let's make that the enemy. And this is us. And we have our DPS. And we have our healer. And so the way that peel works is that if you go in on the enemy support, and let's say both of you just go in, if this guy has an ability, for example, that will just, like, stop that for a moment and give the support some breathing room, that's peeling. It's peeling the people away from what they want to focus on. So in the Overwatch example, let's say you have a Zenyatta, okay, and he's got all his dots, right, and you have a Lucio with his huge ass weird ponytail and his cool visor, right, and you have a Lucio around and people go in on the Zen. Lucio can peel by using the boop to try and knock them away, for example. That's peeling the DPS away from the Zen. That's giving Zen a bit of breathing room, a bit of space to move around, do stuff, fire back, fight back, survive, use maybe, you know, like Ana, for example, can use a cooldown to survive, stuff like that. So you try and peel things away from vulnerable targets usually. So that's what peeling is. Good teams will use D.Va, especially, like D.Va's very heavily involved in peel. This is why people consider Bridget so good for peel, because Bridget has that big shield. She has a stun, a knockback. She has she can give people armor very quickly as well, and like a huge burst heal on a 5-second cooldown. So she has like a lot of very good peel tools, where you can imagine that if you're playing Zenyatta and you get Dove and you have Bridget with you, she can stun a target, knock it back, and then throw you some healing as well. Like, even if she isn't in position, she can just throw you a heal from a long distance away. So it's like, that's a very, very strong peel, for example. There's no hero called Bridget. Oh my god, I'm gonna post a YouTube comment angrily that he's pronouncing the name wrong. God, that's what you sound like. That's what you sound like when you say that. I'm gonna just say Bridget. I'm sorry. It's written as Bridget. I know it's like Brigitte. Well, no, Brigitte. It's like, no one's going to say that. No one is going to say that one. Sorry. You're on a losing battle there. Like, no one's going to pronounce Eichenwald correctly. It's too awkward turning a 2-syllable name, Bridget, into a 3-syllable name of Brigitte. It's pronounced Birdgit, Budget, Budgie, Vegeta. I like Vegeta. Gita. Yeah, Gita. Paladin woman, Johanna. Yeah, take your pick. Right, I need to go. Let's go over here. Let's make my face pop up. Hey, there's me. Right. Let's take a look. Actually,